will have a testimonial and Bryan.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Bryan. I want to first say that we had a wonderful trip to Japan. Now, I've been a Johrei member for 34 years. When I became a member, we were living in Indiana, and I was a member operator in Mayflower. And we drove 48 states. Shizui was a member, but I wasn't. Even so, I would receive blessings from God in Mississauga. Shizui used to cut me on the truck, and one day we were driving through Texas on black ice, which I didn't know was black ice. And all of a sudden, my tractor and 48-foot trailer jackknifed and turned around medium, 180 degrees. My wife was shouting Mississauga's name, and we were lucky because there was no traffic and the truck only had small gashes in the fuel tank but no fuel. But we were stuck there because my wife hadn't got her driver's license yet. So we didn't know what to do. But first, we thanked God and Mississauga and prayed that there were no injuries. Then my wife, Shizui, gave me Johrei, and I became relaxed and regained my confidence, and we drove on to the next truck stop. A year later, my wife became pregnant. And we can she knew I needed she needed Johrei, so we flew to Los Angeles and received my Orikari. Even though I wasn't an active member, I continued to receive many blessings. One day I was getting out of the truck and fell down and cut my leg very bad. The company sent me to the emergency room. The doctor saw me and gave me 4 stitches on the front of my leg. After that, I should have taken the day off, but the dispatcher wanted me to, I was already dispatched to go to Sacramento. So I went to Sacramento, and after laying at the motel, my leg was bleeding so badly that I soaked the pillow and the bed sheets in the blood, with blood. And I'm sure the maids wondered what happened the next morning. I was calling Mississauga and giving myself Johrei. At home, my wife was also praying the entire time. I woke up the next morning, and in spite of my injury, I drove the 10 hours back to the terminal. The next incident was one evening when I was going down the grapevine. At the bottom of the grapevine, I came upon a big office-sized desk right in the middle of my lane. I was lucky that there was no one in the left lane, so I could change lanes and avoid hitting the desk and having an accident. On a different evening, I was going down the grapevine, and a boat that was headed up south on the grapevine was towing a boat, and the boat let loose of the car and passed right in front of me in my lane. It was a miracle that it didn't cause an accident. And the other incident is one day in a 2-lane highway in West Virginia, a hog ran across the road in front of me. I couldn't avoid it. I had no choice but to run over it. Sometimes hitting the A big animal like that could turn the truck over, but nothing happened. In spite of driving for many years through heavy traffic and all kinds of weather with low visibility, I was blessed to never have a major accident. After driving for FedEx for 23 years, I received a 1,000,000-mile safety jacket and ring. I believe it was because I was always calling Mrs. Sommer's name and giving Johrei to other cars and trucks on the freeway. One more amazing thing happened to me that wasn't in the truck, but in a golf cart. The Johrei Fellowship was having a golf tournament at Valencia, California, and I was participating. I was sitting in the golf cart, but I hadn't quite got set down when the driver took off unexpectedly, and I fell out of the golf cart, split open the back of my head in 3 places, and right after that, one of the ministers that was in the golf tournament gave me Johrei at the golf course, and I went home with a bloody face. I received a lot of Johrei at the church and at home, and I was able to go back to work in 3 days without ever having to see a doctor. And my whole working career, I never called in sick, which is unusual. It is extremely common for truck drivers to have high blood pressure, diabetes, and prostate problems. Those are hazards of sitting for a long time and driving. There's no time for exercise, and most of us don't bother to drink enough water. Even after those years of driving, I don't have any of those problems. At a recent regular checkup, I was told by the doctor that I have good health. I did have a hip replacement several years ago. We went to Japan in 2008, and my hip was hurting when I was walking up and down the hills at the sacred ground. The next year I went and had the hip examined, and I had the surgery on the hip replacement. The operation went smoothly, and unlike a lot of other people, I had no pain and still have no problem. I can even play golf, which I'm going to play Tuesday. I really want to thank Mrs. Sommer for protecting me all these years. I feel lucky to have Johrei through Suzui, and I want to show my gratitude by sharing my testimony with others. Thank you.